Yeah, we went to the store. We bought it was duct tape,
Hmm.
a fold-out table, spray paint can, a green spray paint, and whipped cream. That was what we bought. Anyway, you put those items together, it was weird. And P and Chase are walking out of this Walmart like, dude, we look like psycho.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ATG podcast. This is episode 23. And as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Natty Ducks. How you doing?
What? What's good, everyone? We're back,
And
baby.
my
I
name
mean, we've
is
been back,
TZ or Titanium
but
Zombie. Yeah, obviously we had a little bit of a break. I want to again apologize for that break.
I mean,
Obviously, I mean our other episode
I
hasn't
mean,
come out
we're
yet.
back.
Yeah, we've kind of been saving up these two episodes. The other episode was like really pre-recorded by the time it comes out, and I mean we'll
Yeah,
probably seem like super late to the party when that comes out, but it doesn't matter
yeah.
anymore.
December.
Yeah, it's fine. Like
Nah, it
it's
won't
no
come out
big
that
deal.
late. But yeah,
It's just
nah, it's
we've
chilling.
had some things happen. I've had a lot of family coming over and obviously moving, which we're going to talk about today. Obviously, last episode was kind of us
Yeah.
getting our feet wet back into the formula and just kind of like we wanted to talk about some movies, and that was, I mean, I just went and saw Superman. Was like, hey, Natty, let's record something because
Hmm.
it was something that was like that just happened, and let's do that. But with this episode, we were like,
Yeah.
let's kind of slow it down a little bit and talk about what's kind of been going on over the past, what is it, like year, I guess. Uh,
I mean, basically, the last time we talked about how we were was probably the end of last year, really. So,
yeah, so
yeah, it's been a
that's
while.
kind of what we want to talk about in today's episode. We want to go over kind of a how are we again, like a part two, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, and we have some other stuff that, I mean, events and things that have been going on in the Minecraft sphere that we want to talk about as well. But first, we're going to start with our typical segments of what's new and then the game.
Yeah.
And Natty, I went first last time, so I will let you go first this time.
All right. So this is something going on in the sports world. You know who Kawhi Leonard is, right? When
Yeah, yeah,
when Toronto
yep.
Raptors the championship back then.
Yep.
Have you heard about what's been going on with him
I have
lately?
not.
And
I have not heard about that.
so basically, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but there's this giant basically scandal going on, with fraudulent money basically that is like not allowed in the NBA.
Okay.
So basically back in 2020 or so, when Kawhi Leonard left the Raptors, he was kind of going around looking for a team, and he went with the Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and that's where
Yep.
he's been since then. Um, his salary, so in the NBA, there's a salary cap, right?
Yep.
That's basically how much a team can spend on a player, right?
Yep.
Or like their entire team. If you go more than that, then that's an issue, and that's just to keep competition in the
And
NBA,
keep
so you don't
fairness.
have
Yeah. A
like
lot of sports leagues do that.
whatever has the team has the most money, like say the Premier League of like soccer does, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and that's okay. But with with this whole thing with Kawhi Leonard, he went to the Clippers, and they paid him kind of a small amount initially, and it was sort of like, oh, okay, that's how much it is. But there's been this company, just in the last couple months or so, that went out of business, and
Okay.
they went bankrupt. All of their documents sort of came out, and they found that Kawhi Leonard was getting paid $28 million by this company for a no-show job, not
Okay.
doing anything.
Okay.
And so it's very suspicious, especially because like as the company was going downhill, it was like they were still paying Kawhi Leonard this obscene amount of money, right?
Yeah.
And they had it as like marketing, but like they had other big names like Leonardo DiCaprio or like Robert Downey Jr. and all of them got paid significantly less than Kawhi Leonard did. So it was a
Hmm.
very suspicious, especially because Kawhi Leonard never advertised anything. He didn't even like send out a tweet or whatever.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Other side of it, the owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, invested $50 million into this company
Hmm.
right when Kawhi Leonard got signed onto the Clippers. And so
Hmm.
people kind of connect the dots like, hey, wait a minute. Why
Yeah.
why is
That's
all of this money going and
suspicious.
funneling going straight there, right? Right. And so there's just a whole bunch of different stuff coming out with that. And currently, as of recording this, there hasn't been any punishment to the Clippers or Steve Ballmer or Kawhi Leonard. But hopefully, Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, does something because it could set a pretty bad precedent if they don't do anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a pretty crazy scandal, all things considered.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone.
That's
And if you know
interesting.
anything about the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard's basically had a no-show job on that team.
Yeah.
Has not played much at all. That's the thing, like with this whole like, paying extra, and doing these sort of illegal things in
Mm.
the context of like the NBA rules. And they haven't even won anything, really. It's not like they won
Well,
a championship with them.
I think
Hasn't paid off.
it's so interesting. I think it's just with sports leagues, like pretty much any team,
Hmm.
and it's the thing with like loopholes, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
illegal until someone does it, right? But
Hmm.
there's so many examples of different sports teams and organizations like just taking advantage of the system, I guess, and like finding ways
Yeah.
to they're cheating, but and it's kind of maybe it's like a if you're not cheating, you ain't trying, but like I don't know,
Hmm.
it's just there's a lot of
Yeah.
examples of stuff
And
like that, but it's very interesting. That's different for sure.
yeah. And unlike any of the other like most of the NBA owners, like a lot of them have their team to try to make money, try to make their investment, right?
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer has more money than all of the other NBA owners combined,
Hmm.
multiplied, right? He's by far the richest, so he does not really care about anything. So if you had, was it the amount that he invested into Kawhi Leonard, which was about $50 million, compared to his net worth, is like if you had $100,000 and you paid like $30 for it, like it's crazy. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch unfolding with that. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, it's interesting in the world of sports. But yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's
What do you
different. I
got?
mean, we don't talk about a lot of sports on here, so that's definitely interesting.
No, not
Um,
particularly.
so I'm talking about something that happened a little while ago. It's actually it's the same thing that you sent to me. There's definitely a lot of things
Hmm.
that I could have talked about. And we heard about this and we were like, we have to talk about this on the podcast. And it was like right after we made the last episode. So they have announced that they are making a new Lego Batman game, and I'm sure you already know about this. But if, for people who don't,
Let's
they're
go.
making a brand new Lego Batman video game, and it's called Batman. Was it Legacy of the Dark Knight? I think, and
Something
it's
like
coming
that.
out next year, and it's set to basically take all of the movies that have happened and all of the basically it's kind of like what Star Wars did with the Rise or the Skywalker
Hmm.
saga and kind of like
Yeah.
doing that with the movies, I'm assuming. And it's going to take parts of the movies and turn them into Lego levels. And there's going to have apparently there's a
It'd be
whole
interesting how they
explorable
do that.
Gotham. There's a whole like they have like there's scenes from like Batman 89 and there's scenes from The Batman and there's scenes from The Dark Knight and Dark Knight
Yeah.
Rises and stuff like that. So there's already been a lot of villains and stuff that they've shown like Bane and Joker and all that stuff. The interesting part, and this is why I want to talk about it, is because of the combat and the traversal stuff that they teased in their initial post. So they
Hmm.
showed that all of the combat is very different from what normal Lego games are. Typically, it's just like you just tap X and beat up goons,
Yeah.
but it looks like they're more taking inspiration from the Arkham games, which is very interesting to me. And even like the
Hmm.
gliding and the Batmobile
Grappling
traversals
and
and stuff, like all of
yeah.
that looks like ripped straight from the Arkham games. And if we're talking about stuff that
If
they're
it ain't
ripping from
broke.
the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if they're talking about the things that they're ripping from the Arkham games, it's been hinted at that they are that Riddler challenges will be found all around Gotham that you
No,
can complete.
no, no.
so,
You can't get
so
away with this.
it sounds like there might be
No.
240 Riddler trophies for us to collect. Once again, if you thought you were done with it after Arkham Knight, you are not safe because Lego Batman
Nah.
Legacy of the Dark Knight is coming for you. But yeah,
That's
it's set to
rough.
release next year. They already have a Steam page for it, so you can check all of that out.
Yeah.
and the trailers look really sick. So that's something I would definitely play. Although I'm struggling enough to get through Arkham Knight on my streams, so maybe I'll never get to it.
Yeah. I no, that sounds fun. Excited to see how that goes. The different couch co-op that they got.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
mean, I think the
It'll be
cool
good to
thing
see.
about it, I think the
Um,
cool thing about it is that they're taking the combat and that it's not just like, you know,
mhm.
also they've
Yeah.
confirmed that like Condiment King's going to be in it, so that's kind of interesting. I'm interested to see
Yes,
like I'm
sir.
interested to see like will they pull stuff from the Lego Batman movie, you know? And I was
I
really
hope so,
surprised.
dude.
I
That'd
was
be good.
really surprised that they didn't just have Will Arnett voice Batman. Like I know that I don't know who the guy is
Yeah.
that got voicing Batman, but I'm very surprised they
Yeah.
didn't get like a well-known Batman voice actor like Troy
Yeah.
Baker
Because
or
obviously they
something.
can't have Kevin Conroy
Yeah,
anymore.
I
Rest
mean,
in peace. But
if Kevin Conroy had been alive, he would have been in this game
oh,
because
he would have. Yeah, hundred
he's
percent.
the only person to do a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised they didn't get somebody else. That was like my one takeaway. I was surprised they didn't like there wasn't a lot of voice actors that I
Yeah.
recognize or voices that I recognize in the trailer. But hey, maybe it was just like they're doing like there was like an impression of Tom Hardy's Bane. So
Yeah.
maybe
One of
like
the
that
things
isn't
that
someone who I know who does Bane, but that's just like they're doing a different voice. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, it could just also. I'm curious to see because you obviously said they have different movies, but like, how do they kind of marry those different ideas on top of each other? Do you have multiple different Jokers? Do you have like kind of this
Yeah.
mixed thing? Like, how do you do that? I don't know, and that'll be something
I
cool
don't
to
know
see.
if it's gonna be like the other Lego games where
Mhm.
it's like one continuous story, or if it'll be more like
Yeah,
complete saga where you have like different areas you go to and you can like start that level, and they all take place within the same Gotham, but
yeah.
um and like
But with
maybe
so
there's
many different iterations of Gotham, it's like you can't have multiple theaters, you can't have multiple
no, yeah,
Batcaves
yeah,
realistically. So
but you could
how's that work out?
pick and choose certain and I think that's probably
Hmm.
what they'll do is they'll have one campaign that kind of pick and chooses the best things and kind
Yeah,
of as almost like a mosh pit stitch it all together, and that's why it was like it seemed like for the most part we were in the Robert Pattinson suit, but there were
yeah.
parts where you had like the Christian Bale and other suits as well. So maybe like they have different abilities or something. It'd be funny if you're in like the Michael Keaton outfit, you're like not able to turn as well. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be good. Or like it locks your camera to be directly in front of where you're looking. You can't move
Yeah,
around,
you
or I
can't
don't
turn
know.
your head or something. And then
Yeah,
like Christian Bale, it's like I don't know. Like every time
yeah,
you punch somebody, the camera cuts.
it'd be
Now I'm just
crazy,
making
but
now I'm
yeah,
just making fun of the movies. Now I'm just
yeah, basically.
anyway.
Nah, they definitely have something with like if you're playing like Adam West, you go, pow,
That would be funny.
wham,
Anyway,
pow. That'd be good.
it's very interesting. Can't wait to see it, and I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
looking
Hope it's
forward to
good.
it.
Anyway, let's move on to you.
Hmm. Yeah, so I brought the game today. Not gonna spend too long on it, but this is a game called Keep Four Cut Four. If I don't know if you've heard of that, but I
I
will
have.
list I will list 8 different things in total.
Okay.
And you will keep 4 of the things, and then you'll cut 4 of the things, meaning there won't be a thing around it, and like it will sort of be blind ranking them in a sense. And what it is sort of movie franchises.
Okay.
And I won't say obviously what they are beforehand, but I'll just go through the list. Yeah, you got 4 keeps, 4 cuts. So the first one is Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm ranking that whole franchise, like that whole.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
if you keep it, then that would be sort of like it's still around. If you cut it, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, yeah, no. I
anything
understand the
about it is
concept.
gone.
I'm just like I'm making sure
Yeah.
like like if I'm cutting Guardians that like that doesn't cut Avengers, right? Because they've been in the Avengers
Think
movies.
think of it think of it like those movies would like just not
Cease to
have
exist. Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Um.
Like I think Avengers would still count, but it would like not have the Guardians in it,
Okay.
It'd be like its own
Um.
thing.
I
It's a
love
little
the
tricky with that,
Guardians
but yeah.
movies. I
Mhm.
think they're super great. Um,
Yeah.
I think they've been there's some of the diamonds in the rough of some of the MCU. I
I
I
agree.
I
I
don't
don't think there's necessarily a
know.
bad movie in it.
I don't know if it's good in. Is this specifically like just like trilogies and stuff, or is this like
I
movie
mean, it
franchise?
depends. I
Like,
I don't
are you
really
gonna
go
throw
as
at
like
me
I wouldn't
like,
say the
oh,
whole.
are you gonna throw at me like, oh, Spider-Man movies or Batman movies? You know what I mean?
I
Like, or are you gonna throw like a
like
specific set?
they're
Like,
a little more specific than that, I would say.
okay,
Yeah, it's
okay.
not like the
So in that
MCU
sense,
or
yeah, like, okay. So if it's in that sense, I'm gonna keep Guardians of the Galaxy because
Okay.
I don't know how I don't like. They're kind of there's not one bad movie. Um,
Yeah.
and they're awesome characters. I think considering they're unknown, it kind of brought James Gunn to the limelight. So I don't know how I don't keep that
Yeah. No, I mean that
that one.
makes sense to
That's a
me.
safe pick. Like if you were saying like, oh yeah, no, like if you said Spider-Man movies, like I'm like I can't
Yeah.
keep Guardians
If I
if
said
it's
Spider-Man, it would be more specific, like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or
yeah,
something like
okay,
that.
yeah, okay.
So
So then that's fine with me. All right, what's next?
yeah. All right. The next one is Lord of the Rings.
Oh no. See, now I've made a mistake. See now See now I've made a mistake. See, my brain went to only yeah, this was a mistake.
You think
I
only like comic books sort of.
my brain immediately went to only comic book. Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah,
Superheroes.
I've made a
Yeah.
mistake. I'm assuming I can't move Guardians
You can,
still.
you can recover it.
Huh?
No.
I can't move
No,
Guardians.
you
Okay.
can't.
Well, I got to keep Lord of the Rings. Like even though I'm personally am not a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, I understand the cultural
I mean,
impact
it's
of it.
iconic and
They're
yeah,
so iconic,
arguably
and
best trilogy of all time. Yeah.
they're fantastic movies. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna
No,
sit
I
here
agree with
and
that.
I'm not gonna sit here and yeah argue that.
Yeah, that's fair. All
I
right, the
gotta
next
keep
one
that.
is the X-Men.
See, I'm gonna cut X Men. I'm gonna cut X Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think only because I gotta hold out now.
Yeah, I think overall with the X-Men, I feel like there's some good stuff in it,
There's
but
so
there's
much
also so
bad too.
much.
There's so much
Yeah,
bad too.
I'd
Like
agree with that.
we're cutting like yes, I understand we're cutting Days of Future Past, but we're also cutting X Men
Hmm.
Wolverine Origins. Like you know what I mean? Like it or Wolverine,
Yeah,
yeah. Like it yeah. There's highs and lows. So I understand what it did
yeah. So no, I
culturally
think
for
that's a
the
fair cut.
superheroes, but I think there's other ones out there
Hmm.
that definitely did just as much, if not more. So um,
Yeah,
I gotta cut X Men.
yeah. The next one is the Fast and Furious movies.
I'm gonna cut Fast and Furious. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah.
easy
That's
that's
that
an
one's
easy cut.
fair. That's fair. There's
That's an
some
easy
there's
cut.
some fun ones in there. But I think overall, like
That's an easy
as a
cut.
franchise, it's not.
Fast and Furious. If
Yeah,
you like
I would
Fast and
say
Furious,
so.
that's great. Um,
Hmm.
that's fine. They're fun movies, but
Yeah.
you know, just, I don't think
No,
they're
I
not gonna
agree.
they're not next to Lord of the Rings for me,
Yeah, that's fair.
or apparently Guardians of the
Next up is
Galaxy.
Cars.
See now we I gotta cut Cars too. See now I gotta cut Cars too
Okay.
because
All right.
I'm really holding out for good things here. I'm really holding out for
Yeah.
good things.
You got one more cut,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna be in
yeah,
trouble. I'm gonna be
no.
in trouble here in a second.
I mean, I'm not
I
I'm not
like
against
Cars.
that one.
I like
Like Cars 1
Cars.
especially, but like Cars 2 is kind of rough. I won't lie.
Yeah, Cars
So
2's a little
I
rough.
think it's fair.
Cars 3's okay. Um,
Yeah. The
I think
childhood in me is a little sad about that pick being cut, but
so
you
is
know.
mine. So is mine. If I'm honest with you, but I gotta.
But
I'm really holding out for good things here.
it's fair. Just keeps getting worse. All right, now the next one here is Mission Impossible. So all eight of those
Oh
movies
man. Oh man.
with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So you got two more keeps and one more cut.
Yeah. I should have kept Cars. I should have kept. Um.
I mean,
I'll keep Mission
are you not a
Impossible.
fan of the Mission
I'll
Impossible
keep
ones?
Mission Impossible. No, it's not that. I'll keep Mission Impossible.
All right.
I'll
The next one yeah, go ahead.
I'll gamble. I'll gamble.
All right. Next one is Pirates of the Caribbean. Those are the Pirates films.
I'm scared for what you have last. I don't know
That's
what it like. I don't.
fair.
It's either gonna be like the best pick, or it's gonna be so bad, like I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah.
But how do I cut Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean? Like, I don't think I can do that. I
I
really should.
mean, yeah, you got
I
one more cube, one
really.
more cut. It's hard.
Yeah, this is hard. This is hard because
You're in a hard
because
spot.
I'm waiting for you to like say like you're gonna throw me like the Dark Knight trilogy or something, or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm waiting for that, or
Hmm. Yeah. You don't know.
I gotta keep Pirates of the Caribbean though. I can't
All right.
not. I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
So the last one you're cutting, Harry Potter. All of those
That's
movies.
rough, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm a little bit more okay
Yeah.
with that.
So keeping Guardians, Lord of the Rings, and Mission Impossible and Pirates, and then you cut X-Men, Fast and Furious, Cars, Harry Potter. Honestly, not that bad,
I don't think I did
to be
terrible.
fair.
I
No,
probably could have
I'd
kept
agree with that.
Cars.
Yeah, what would you cut instead of Cars? Guardians or
I don't
like I don't
know.
know.
Guardians or Mission Impossible? Probably Guardians. Only just for the
Yeah.
child in me. Like I
Yeah.
think Guardians overall are
Yeah.
a better franchise, but
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
that's fair.
That's a hard
No, I
list.
don't think that's a terrible list you got there. So
No, I think it's good.
I think it
I
was
think I did.
hard
I think
one
I
for
did
sure.
okay.
So
It is hard. Yeah, you know,
yeah,
like
we've definitely done worse, more
that's
controversial
that
like
is
bad placements
that is
before.
for sure. That is for sure.
So overall, this one ain't too
Um,
bad. But yeah.
yeah. All right, that was fun.
All right.
We can just jump right into the conversation if you like.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm down for that. So recently, you moved away,
Yeah.
and did that. But before we get to that, I just sort of wanted to talk about sort of the last little bit of your program at your school, your radio. Um, how was that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was very interesting. There was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of stress in terms of me getting everything done. I mean, as any college course is, I would assume, but it was a lot of
Yeah,
fun in general. I think
you'd have.
that's.
I didn't go to college. You'd have a better idea
I
than
think
me.
it's the. I think that's the fine line, or the silver lining is the word I'm trying to use.
Hmm.
Is that it was overall a lot of fun, and I think I have to give a lot of credit to my professors and all my classmates, which, by the way, there was only 10 of us left at the time,
Yeah.
because the program was kind of a sinking ship as it was going down, and
Yeah.
everything was kind of falling apart around us, and they kind of held out right to the end. And which, by the way,
Hold the line.
like it had nothing to do with anyone in the program, or it was just like the program wasn't making money and people weren't interested in that anymore, so they were shutting it down, and they were kind of
It
leaving
makes
us
sense.
to
Yeah.
the side in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
um but but it was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun with it. I learned a lot. I had a lot of fun going on air and having that little radio show that I did every
Yeah.
Friday.
Had fun listening to it occasionally.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun hearing people's reactions to whatever I was talking about. Hanging out in the booth
Yeah.
or whatever was a lot of fun. Maybe I don't know if I'm when I'm editing this, I might throw some photos up and stuff of me
Hmm.
and social media posts or whatever. But anyway, um, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's a time that was very different because yeah, it was, my parents moved pretty much right at the start of my last year of the program. So I was living completely on campus for the whole year, with Jace and with Slader. And that's where I
Yeah.
was recording podcast episodes. I don't know what episodes it was, but anyway, it was
Yeah.
before
There's a
I was
couple in the
here.
background there. Yeah.
It was before I was here. I was there, and
But after MCC, it's basically all those sort of episodes
yeah. So after
were recorded
MCC
then.
was like I was pretty much there, and it was very different because like it was the first time I was really like fully away from home, and it was different
Yeah,
to
and
have
like
like a
you had Jace obviously, but it was very different. I get that
yeah.
100%.
It was a different experience. So it was a good experience. Like it wasn't a poor one. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot. It was, you know, as fun as it could be, I guess, when you're going to school and
Yeah.
sleeping on a shitty bed. But Yeah, it was a really good experience, and I once again just want to give huge props to all my professors and every one of my classmates. So,
Yeah. Did
pretty
you
great with my program though. It was a lot of fun, and I'm hopefully I'll be able to find something within that field.
to apply it to, especially? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, apply. I think this podcast has definitely improved based on
Well, it's a
what you've
part of
learned from
that,
there
right?
as well, and vice versa.
It's
Yeah.
part of the reason that I started we started this podcast was because it just gives me a lot more exposure, and talking is a part of that program. I'm in radio
Yeah.
broadcasting, in case I haven't mentioned that before, and it's
That's fair.
so yeah, like it's just about talking about what's going on in the world, and talking about basically what we're talking about here, and um, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I've had a lot of fun with this, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't moved across like the long way or moved houses in a long time since I was like 7 or 8. So
No. I
yeah,
mean,
no, it
I
definitely is
said
a
to,
crazy experience
I've
for
been saying
sure.
this pretty much ever since I moved. The weirdest part was, after my parents left, right? There was about a week where the house hadn't closed yet. All the stuff in the house was gone, like all the furniture and uh, like chairs, everything, right? Everything was gone, and they
Yeah,
had they
except for
had to
like one desk.
like so my mom had to go because my mom had to go like basically get this house that I'm in now. And then my
Yeah.
dad had to leave because he had to take our dogs to drive. He had to drive the first time, so he
Hmm.
did the drive twice. And
Yeah.
because there was something with the specific dogs that are not able to fly or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he did that, and he had to get on like a specific boat because like there was only so many like cabins with pets available. So like, it was a whole thing. So there was about a
Yeah.
week where me and Slater were just like at our old house for like just hanging out, like with nothing around. Like
Yeah.
it was really weird. Like it was surreal. Like it was like we have
It was like
moved.
your house, but it wasn't your house. It was
No,
kind of this
yeah, like it was
weird.
super quiet, and like yeah, we had no furniture, so we had to go up to the store. We went up to Walmart, and it was when we shot a video for TZBC that has not been seen yet, and I probably
Maybe
won't
one
ever
day it
get
will.
seen. It might
Who
be
knows?
it might get put in like a blooper reel or something. But
Yeah.
and I know Slater wants me to put something together with it because it was a lot of fun to record, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, we went up to the store. We bought. It's gonna sound bad when I say this. We went up to the store. We bought. It was duct tape,
Hmm.
a fold out table, like a spray paint can, a green spray paint, and whipped cream. That was what we bought. it's,
Yeah.
it sounds like what? It sounds like we were like I bet you the cashier was like, are they're doing something really really weird, or they're like kidnapping somebody.
Which I mean,
Which both are weird, and
yeah.
both any way you put those items together, it's weird. And P and Chase are walking out of this Walmart like, dude, we look like
Yeah.
psychopaths right now.
No, for sure.
And why we got the table was because again we didn't have any furniture, but we had our computers, and it was like a
Yeah.
few days after we got all this stuff, we set it all up, and we're there for like a week and a half before
Hmm.
my campus opens up for us to move in. And so then we got accepted to Rising, and this is kind of a perfect
Yeah.
segue into us talking a little bit about this because I want to.
Yeah.
And so we were like doing the tech test for Rising on this fold-out table with like an empty house, and
Yeah.
then we left, and we moved into my campus, and everything was kind of just goes from there.
Yeah.
So
No, pretty much. That was a crazy tech check,
it
especially
was
because like
wild.
I was out of the state. I was in California until like 2 hours before the deadline of when we had to finish that tech check. It was like,
Yeah.
hold the line. Like if my flight was delayed, it might not have been in MCC. It would have been rough. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I know. I saw that's why I said I want to talk about it, because I saw like you posted a thing on Twitter. I think it was a while ago now, but like you posted like you're like talking about remembering and all, just a bunch of photos, and just like it was just a
Yeah.
wild
So
time. It was just a really wild time, like how much happened uh
yeah,
during that
especially
like
because it's been
short span of
over
time.
a year now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember how crazy that whole experience was, and I know like Avondale and some of the rest of the Knox crew were like, yeah, it's gonna go by quick, and you sort of like, yeah, all right. But like it did. It was just sort of like here, and then it was there, and yeah, all the crazy different experiences. First realizing we're in the in Rising, and then opening the Discord, joining up, seeing the Blue Bedrockers are friends from the Bedrock side of it,
Yep.
and MCBC. Hey, I know those guys. And being able to at least kind of have that in common there. And then just being on the practice server and getting to know everyone all the way to game day. And something I commend the Nox crew a lot for, as well as our fellow MCC Rising people, is just sort of making us feel like we're kind of a part of it still,
Yeah.
despite being like the subs, And that was one of the worries that I sort of had, was like, oh, well, we're
And
just sort of the subs.
another two,
And
and
it didn't feel like
I'll
that at
even
all.
say this is something that I don't know if I was like expecting it or something, but I kind
Hmm.
of again it's kind of like that trope of like you meet people who you've seen, like a celebrity or something, right? You expect
Yeah.
it to like, because in your head you're like, oh, they're so far ahead of you, right? They're so
Yeah.
way above you, and then it's like you
Hmm.
meet them and it's like it's not like that at all. They're just humans, right? It's
Uh,
or
hmm.
hopefully it's like that. Um,
Yeah. Not every time, but it should be.
but with the Knox crew and with all of the coaches and with pretty much every experience that I had, it was like kind of eye opening for me. I was like, yeah, these guys are just like me, in a
Yeah.
sense, and
Like all that we did with MCBC was like, it's like that, just like scaled up, but it's still
yeah,
like kind of
and
the heart of it is still very similar,
and that's
which
and
is
that's
cool
kind
to
of
see.
like the thing was like it was really, I don't know if humbling is the word. It wasn't. I don't know, humbling was the word. It was enlightening, kind of. It was like just like I was like, wow,
Yeah.
it's super cool that despite this being something that a ton of people know of and a ton of people see and look at,
Mhm.
it's not like I'm like talking with it's not like Avondale's there, like, or whoever the whatever admin was like, oh, like having this big thing like, we're
Yeah.
MCC,
You,
like,
you, you were- you made it big time now, so
yeah,
like,
yeah. Like they didn't talk
Yeah,
down
no,
to us at
100%.
any point, and I really appreciate that because it didn't make me
Mm,
feel small. And when we
no,
did mid seasons for
yeah,
MCBC, I was really trying to bring that same energy and
yeah.
make sure that everyone who was in it kind of felt welcome until the moment we loaded up Riff Race and did that tech test. Then I was just like, all right, now I'm going to destroy you,
Now
and
I'm cooking you. Yeah.
now you're
No,
you get
it
no
it was
no ego today.
it was important for that and for Java Jam, which came opportunity wise from MCC and all of that,
Yeah,
and getting to know into that Java community. It kind of opened up, hey, us Bedrock players, especially with how well the Blue Bedrockers did, right? Um, but I know with Java Jam, obviously very few people actually were in that Discord and kind of got to see it from the inside perspective. But we definitely tried to have a similar feel to Rising just because of how well it felt like the Nox crew kind of did it. And it was
yeah,
like, we'll obviously have our somewhat spin on it and do it the way we had it. But especially stuff like our practice server, having people just sort of play on it, it felt like we were able to kind of do what was done for us for these people in MCBC. Obviously, to a smaller extent because we're a small event, but like still. And I think that was a really cool thing that we were able to
yeah.
do.
And I think that it's important to make everyone who is, because especially when they're new and they don't know anything, it's
Hmm.
important to make them feel like welcome, right?
Yeah, having the
Um,
coaches especially helped with that.
yeah, and with mid season specifically, it was kind of cool because we got to and even with Rising they did the same thing, but with mid seasons in the past, it was not a lot of like interactivity between. It was just
Yeah,
like, oh,
no,
yeah, like let's just bring people in and that's about it, right? If they can join, they can join. If not, we'll just put testers in. Like we had a sub team, we did tech tests with every single team. We had
yeah,
like there was rivals between the teams, and because we let them on the practice server, so they were able to like actually kind of talk a little
interact
bit
with
more.
each other. Yeah.
And so there was a little bit of like a community built. Like they had their own Discord, where other times it's just kind of been a
Hmm.
section and our public
I
server, and it kind of makes it a little more special in a sense. And I got to give the full credit for all of these ideas to the Nox crew, because
yeah.
we kind of, not, I don't want to say stole, but we kind of did.
A little bit.
we kind of just like, hey, these are good ideas. We should do those too.
Yeah, I think something important with just the sort of change in idea of it is like with the previous two mid seasons that we did back in the expansion seasons, we sort of treated them almost as like tester tourneys that were just live streamed and kind of brought in people, and it was like it wasn't on the same level as MCBC or even our non-canons. It was kind of a step below that. But with like this mid seasons 3, we made sure like no, this is an MCBC Series 3 event. It is like the rest of them, like Festive, like TZBC.
Yeah.
It's on that same sort of caliber, and so we treated it with that same.
We're getting really
sort
good
of,
at these segues.
yeah.
I will admit, we're getting really good at these segues.
Dude, it's almost like we're 23 episodes in.
It's crazy. Speaking of TZBCs,
yeah.
I mean, let's kind
terrible event. It should have won.
Let's kind of combo the two here. So TZBC was also going to be your not. I don't know how to word this, but you said that it was going to be one of your last streams, or gonna.
Yeah.
You thought it to be one of your last streams. I don't know if that's.
I mean, it kind of more or less is, and was. I've streamed occasionally since, just if I have like a small thing here or there, but in terms of like actually applying to events and doing stuff, I haven't really done since. It was TZBC and WMCT the day before.
Yeah. So, I mean, walk me through TZBC. What did you think? What was your reaction now that you've had some time to obviously like think about it? Like, how does it compare to other events that you've played in?
Yeah, like, arguably worse than I've ever played in. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, thanks.
No, what do you want? What do you want?
I'll repeat myself. Walk me through. Let me how does it compare to other events you've played in? What did you think now that you've had time to like sit on it? I guess.
No, yeah, I really appreciate it. I know recently, especially because MCBCs are hosted on Sundays, I usually have church on those days, and I made that a lot more of a priority in my life than like MCBC events. So I haven't really been joining those ones up.
Yeah.
But I agreed like 2 years ago when you guys started TZBC to really be like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, and you're like, yeah, you're gonna be in it. And it just slowly kept being pushed back and back and back.
I'll be honest, I didn't think it was ever gonna happen. I didn't think it was ever gonna happen. I'm honest.
It's so crazy that it did happen. So when it was like, all right, here's the day, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be there because I agreed to it all this time. And if I wasn't, it would just be like, that'd be tragic. So I made sure to do that. And yeah, figuring out who would be teamed with. I think Gigi and Generous was a great team. I absolutely loved
a lot of fun.
The vibe there. And just like how it worked, especially because like I know both of them relatively well, and have interacted. So it's not like who's this Natty guy joining the roster. It's like no, I knew him outside of it. Despite this being my first event, which was good. Yeah, I didn't know. I knew occasionally some stuff that like you guys would tell me, but like it was going in pretty blind from it, especially because you guys didn't actually say anything.
That was kind of my favorite part of TZBC, and I think that's something that we were very strict about. And I said that to Slader. I was like, we need to make sure that no one knows anything, because if you knew anything, it kind of ruins the joke, right?
100%, yeah.
And like, the games, they're scuffed, and that's kind of like the main attraction, and that's the thing that everybody's worried, like the thing that everyone's like, okay, like how are we gonna play? How are we gonna do? Can we win? But like to me, that wasn't even the main attraction. Like the games were so secondary for me, and I think that was part of the reason why I liked TZBC so much, and had so much fun with it, because the game, like when I go back and rewatch it, or when I was going back and rewatching people's reactions, 90% of the things I was looking at were the voice lines.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't the event. The event was more a conduit for the storytelling to go through. Um,
And it almost felt
which
like a
I mean is,
WMCT event. Like
side note.
it
That's exactly
really,
what I was about to say.
yeah,
WMCT does that a
yeah,
lot. Theirs is very much story followed by the event, and they've gotten better with the event stuff as well to
yeah,
match it, which has been good. But TZBC, it was like that same sort of okay, especially the voice lines added so much that I was
yeah.
like,
Originally, and I'll tell you this,
that's good.
originally when we tested the event the first time, this was like
Hmm.
before Prime Spleef was working. This was
Yeah.
before we had shot anything with the trailer, or even talked about like what we're gonna do with like the relic thing. We did the
Yeah.
first test. We had like I think 4 or 5 games working, and
Hmm.
we only the only dialogue we had recorded was the beginning, the like the whole like, hey, welcome to TZBC, get down to Wrangler. We had the cutscene with Jace where he gets electrocuted, and then the one at the end for Cacti. That was it,
Yeah.
and everything else was just gonna be text originally. And
Yeah.
then we did a test or two, and the testers were like, we love it, we think it's great, but if you're gonna, if you're gonna have it
You
so
gotta do the
there's
voice
announcements,
lines. You gotta do the
yeah,
voice lines.
yeah, if you're gonna do it, you should commit. And we were like, that's
Yeah.
probably true, actually. And then Roman was like, uh, we should do voice lines for the Jerry scene, when you like kill Jerry
Hmm.
or put him in a box or whatever. And he was like, I was like, all right, but who are we gonna get to voice Jerry? And we went through a bunch of different ideas. We were like, what if we got like Cinnamon to voice Jerry or something? Like
Yeah.
that would be funny. And
That would be.
or just
It's like
anybody.
when they
Like
got Neil deGrasse Tyson to voice
yeah,
the pig
like
and grab
we
his
were joking,
balls.
like
Like,
what if we
yeah.
get like an AI Morgan Freeman or something? Like we had a lot of
Yeah.
ideas, and we just couldn't
Hmm.
land on something. And then Roman was like, "I got an idea," and I sent him the voice lines, and then he comes back with like like the pig snorting sounds,
Yeah.
and I was like, "It's
It's
perfect.
just
It's
good.
perfect."
Yeah. It's comedy
uh,
gold.
I think we were gonna have Prime at one point. It was like we were gonna have Prime voice him. We were gonna have Cinnamon,
Hmm.
and then yeah, I was like, it'd be funny if we had like an AI Morgan Freeman. That'd
Yeah.
be really funny. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making it. And again, yeah, like the trailer was a whole thing, and
Hmm.
the whole. I know you weren't there for it, but seeing the live, when we did the team announcement, we had like
Yeah.
the end game or the Doomsday camera pan out. That was
Dude.
awesome. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Nah, man.
It's actually, I
Yeah.
think the TZBC trailer. Sorry, I'll let you talk after. But I think the TZBC trailer
Yeah.
is probably the best video I've ever made, or most the video I'm most proud of.
Yeah. Nah,
Sorry,
it's
go
up
ahead.
there. It's really good. No, I think TZBC as well as I think our MCC Rising application as well are just a few of the testaments towards, if you're able to put in a whole bunch of time and effort and fully commit,
Yeah.
um, it really it
No, just
really fully works.
it
Like
absolutely
I don't know
works.
how to explain that,
No, you're absolutely
but
right. Like, I mean, that just kind of goes with anything, right? Like, whether it's making a video
yeah,
or it's playing a sport or playing anything. Like, it's just like if you put in time, you will get better at it, and
yeah,
you'll be able to do it. I sound
yeah.
like a quote
No,
geek now, but
committing to the voice lines in TZBC,
yeah,
or us staying in that black and white 4:3
yeah. Because
aspect
I
ratio
remember
the
you
entire
guys
time.
talked about only doing it for the beginning, and I was like, no, you should
Yeah.
commit. I was like, you got to commit.
Yeah, and that was one of those things that when I saw a whole bunch of people sort of react to it, it was like, yeah. And then the other thing is just sort of, not being worried about it of like, ooh, people might not like it,
Yeah.
and I did a bad job, or pointing out all
In
those flaws, but like you
It
can
was
own it.
funny how many times we used the line of "Oh, it's TZBC" while making
Hmm.
TZBC. Like there was
Yeah,
in the event, like Prime Spleef broke, like it broke during the
yeah,
event, and
yeah,
because it was a whole plugin that he coded on stream, by the way, and
yeah.
which was wild. He was like, it was like
Hmm.
one night he DM'd me. He's like, hey, he's like, what game am I working on for TZBC? I was like, because I literally told Prime, I was like, you could pick any game you want. You could do anything to
Hmm.
it as long as there's a start and end and you can get points. And those
Yeah,
points are semi balanced. You can do whatever you please. And he actually, went pretty tame. If I'm being honest with
Mm-hmm.
you, if I had told that
Yeah,
to a lot of other admins, they would have gone off the rails.
dude. If I was there,
It would have been over. Anyway,
yeah,
so
half worked Sands of
he
Relic.
he coded this pack in like I think it was like 6 hours. Um,
Hmm.
and then he plugged it into the server. It broke so many times, and
Yeah,
it stopped working so many times. And then, yeah, on event day it broke, and you could tell it broke because like everything just stops being crazy for like one round.
yeah.
I think it's the last
You're like,
round.
oh,
Everything just stops being total mayhem, and
yeah.
we
It
know
was
why it
so
broke.
chaotic.
It was just like it was kind of nice because it kind of gave people a breather, but um,
Yeah,
there was a lot of times where things would be like we would know things are broken, and we would just be like, "Ah, it's TZBC. Who cares?"
yeah. I mean, that's fair, dude. The whole time going into Relic, I was like, okay, what is this gonna thing? And I
Mhm.
was like, it was this whole thing of like, I'm the only one that knows sort of a lot of how Relic works, and
Yeah,
so Slater would come to me and be like, oh, well, we don't know how this thing, so we can't really do this or this or this, and then I explain it, it's like, okay. It would end up being like, I'm like, if you added a fourth relic, I'm like, I don't want to hear anything about you not knowing how relic works because
yeah.
that takes a lot of effort.
Well, I remember because we were at me and Slater were at a Wild Wing. This is a weird way to
Yeah,
set up this story, but we were at a Wild Wing, and we were like trying to come up with ideas for TZBC. We're probably like three or
yeah,
four beers in at this point, by the way,
believe
and
it.
we're like, "What should we do for TZBC?" And we were like, "How do we update Relic?" We're like, "I don't know." We couldn't come up with anything. We came up with like
Yeah,
some ideas, and we were like, "They just suck." And we're not going to actually realistically be able to pull them off. We were going to just do like relic hard mode. That was something we did talk about,
yeah,
and just do like, you have like 30 seconds and
yeah.
you have
But
to
like,
like
where's the
just,
fun in that to an
yeah,
extent?
like,
Apart from like me, yeah.
um,
Especially the full like new team or almost full
yeah,
new
that would
team.
have sucked for them.
Yeah,
But then we kind of were like, how do we update relic? We don't update relic, and we just don't put it in. And we had the
yeah,
conversation of, well, should we tell them that? And Jace was like, oh yeah, no, we like, we should. Okay, so we're gonna announce that these are the games, and I'm like, no, 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 we do not announce that these are the games. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
yeah,
we'll tell them that some games are there. We'll tell them about the games they know, and that's like Subway
yeah,
Surfers and Overrun. I'm like, other than that, nothing. I'm like, we pretty
yeah,
much. I'm like, let's not confirm anything. I was like, let's talk about.
yeah,
I was like, hell, let's just like mention Gold Runners and just make them think that Gold Runners is gonna be back, and meanwhile, it's not.
yeah.
And then Relic was one of those things like, let's write up a full changelog for Relic and like come up with all these wacky ideas and just put it all in. And
Yeah.
then it's just not just and then we landed on Escape. And it was funny because how many
Yeah.
different because again, TZBC went through so many variations because like there were a lot
Yeah.
of people who were on the
It
team
took a long time. Yeah.
who ended up not being able to work on TZBC because they left for various reasons.
Hmm.
Um So I don't know what would have happened if we had done certain things, but I think in terms of getting what we wanted done and getting the event the way we wanted, I think it was kind of
Yeah.
perfect. I don't even know what we would do if we did a season 2 of TZB or season 3, I guess, of
Season
TZBC.
3, yeah. I don't know.
Um, I think my favorite change by far was the first and third. I think that was my favorite change.
Oh yeah, dude, and then the poetic ending of it being Plushy's team and
Yeah,
my team. It was
yeah.
like, oh, if
I was
only
really
it got
surprised
down to like
Plushy.
we didn't get swept.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
man.
really surprised. Like it was funny after the event, like how much praise Plushie was giving TZBC. I was like really
Yeah.
expect because there's a lot of times that like this event like just really makes fun of him. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of time. Like there were some points we were like, do we
Yeah.
want to? Should we tone back some of the hate that we're giving some roster members? Nah. Like we were like there was like I don't even know if they got pulled, but there was like messages and spleef
Oh yeah,
from
I
like
saw a whole bunch
people.
of them. It was like,
They're
dang.
they're like the whole book section next to Wrangler. There's like so
Yeah.
many like disses on people in there, and
Yeah.
like we were
I
just
mean,
like
that's
coming up with
authentically TZBC though.
yeah, like we were just trying to come up with the most random thing. Like, oh, what should we put in here? Okay, let's just like glaze me and just talk about everyone. It's terrible. Like we're just
Yeah.
coming up with random things. 90% of it was me coming up with this, but it was a lot of fun to do it, and we had a lot of fun. I think the testers had fun with it too because it was so different from everything we've ever done. And again, the
Hmm.
roster kind of. I think the only thing that hurt TZBC, if anything, was the fact that there was all these other like the roster weren't playing the regular MCBC as much because of all the
Yeah.
community events, which aren't a bad thing. Like might I add, like all the community events are a lot of fun and really great. I'm glad that we did them,
Yeah.
but um, I think if we had been
He was kind of
playing,
excluded from
if
other
you
stuff, and so yeah.
yeah, if you replace all of those events with like canon ones, ones with roster, with like minimal updates, I think TZBC would have hit a lot harder because
Hmm.
it's a full like update basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I
But
had a lot of fun with it.
no, and I had a whole lot of fun playing it and just building up to it. And yeah, it's still crazy that it's over.
Mm,
But yeah, I enjoyed every moment of it. Would
yeah,
do again.
absolutely. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
willing to talk about this a little bit. Um, let's kind of go back on your retirement a little bit. You want to talk about like the
Yeah.
reasoning behind your burnout?
Yeah.
And
So I won't get, super all personal and all that
you
sort
don't
of
have
stuff.
to cry or anything, but
Wait, let me get the waterworks for the thumbnail.
yeah, yeah, you got to get the
No, I
clickbait.
won't do that. Yeah, good. I'm sorry for my severe lapse in judgment.
Bro, that's
No, I don't know. No,
I made a
no, it
severe
started sort of
precipitous
like,
lapse in my judgment.
yeah, I think this is a case of burnout. I know that you've experienced burnout before and talked about that on your channel in the past, and
Yep.
sometimes it kind of comes in sort of waves of like, what do you really want to be doing? And it's sort of like for me, especially like I joined the MCBC team back in December of 2020, so it's
Yep.
been a long time. And I was like constantly doing stuff and getting myself into more than I probably should have taken on. And it was like, all right, helping at BR. I'm doing this whole Rift Race map. I'm doing
Yeah.
Relic. I'm doing all this sort of stuff. And so when it came time for development of 21, I basically took what I learned from the first bit of Relic and all of yeah, word my word just stopped working there. But all of the sort of different games I worked on afterwards and sort of put it all together into Relic 2, which is a whole bunch of different stuff. Has the hazards, the
Yeah.
rooms are able to be dynamically sized. Having the yellow relic finally, the drill system, basically just so much of that. And I spent so much time getting that down and working at it, and it kind of delayed season 21 a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Everyone else was waiting on me, and I'm like, guys, we got to get Relic in here, only for it to get skipped. But that's besides the point. But like when it was done, it just sort of felt like, well, I did it. Now what?
Yeah. It's like finding
It
Nemo.
was
You got to
like,
get out of the tank and
and like not that you couldn't, yeah, not that there wasn't more, like I could make more relic rooms, I guess, but like for the most part it's like, yeah, relic's done. And sort
mm,
of it, I've been doing it for long enough that it sort of just sort of slowly was like, I guess I'm sort of done with it to an extent, and I was
yeah.
like almost ready to just sort of like at least take a long break, and then all the MCC stuff happened that we talked about,
So
and got that.
where does that come in with like streaming and your YouTube specifically?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So
Okay.
yeah, I was yeah, so streaming wise I've kind of always been a little bit like man in the past recent sort of years.
Yep.
It's sort of I did Guild Rock for a while there last year as well. It sort of went down. We made the application video for MCC Rising, which then led us to get into Rising, and then it just sort of like sparked a whole bunch of like, oh, all right, I'm gonna start streaming again, do that, like every day,
Yeah.
and get to know all these creators and really use that opportunity, get to meet a whole bunch of awesome people, which I did, and I've made that post on Twitter, and just sort of like, yeah, like you get to meet these people, and really sort of invigorated that side of it, and it sort of made me, as I got to hang out with more and more people. I mean, we did, especially at the later half of the year, like November, December. I know we did a whole bunch of like Lethal and Among
Yep.
Us and other stuff like that. And so it just sort of made me realize like what I enjoy about, being online in the gaming isn't necessarily like those hard times of like coding, MCBC and
Yeah.
sitting down and doing all that sort of stuff, but just sort of hanging out and having a good time. Not just making Minecraft videos that I have to, get this clip and this clip and this clip, but just hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah.
And that was something that was uh, important. And so I definitely kind of put a lot of myself into that, and figuring that out. But then around like February, stuff happened, and I stopped doing that for a little bit, and just sort of realized that like that's sort of all that I was doing, really.
Yeah.
What were those sort of game stuff, and I had like some other things, but it was like that's really where spending my time. And then if you take that out, it's like where does that put me? And I kind of had two ideas of solutions. It was either, okay, I could either fully like get back into that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
and try to fill that hole, or realize, hey, maybe I should get, spread the baskets a little bit, the eggs in the baskets, and try to find more stuff besides just the online stuff. So,
Well, it's
finding friends,
interesting
that sort of
because
stuff. So that's what I've been doing.
just recently, like I took
Yeah,
about a 2 week hiatus from
yeah,
my computer. Was I had family come over and
hmm,
spent a bunch of time with them. Everybody got sick though, which wasn't great, but it's whatever. But I didn't really get on my computer or do anything of that sort for like I was on my console, like I did stuff like that, like I was playing a video game, but like I wasn't interacting with anybody, like it was just on my own,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it was weird because I was like, it was different because I haven't really done that in a
yeah,
while. Like I'd never just like done anything on my like um, and I want to talk about this a little bit. Like I don't really find Minecraft that fun much anymore. Like I don't
yeah.
stream it unless it's for an event, and I think the reason behind it,
Hmm.
I don't want to blame it on MCBC because I think that's not fair. But
I
I
think it
do
wasn't
think,
just MCBC, but like that and content, and it being more of,
yeah,
I guess, a job as
it kind of
opposed
feels
to
like if
just
I'm on
a
it,
fun
I
thing.
should be doing something. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, you got to be productive. You got to
Yeah,
be
whether
working
that's
on IPG. You got to
on
be doing, yeah.
Project Unity or if it's on MCBC or whatever, like I feel like I
Hmm.
should be doing something. And there are things I like to do on there, like don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
there's also times where I don't want to do things. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I think it's interesting because like it was a nice like time away, and like I think that's with any burnout. I mean, when it comes to me, I've burnt
Yeah.
out with content. I pretty much do it twice a year, 3 times a year,
Yeah.
and I burn out for 3 months. Like that's just how I am. Like
Yeah.
so, I'm really only making content for like 2 months. Um,
Yeah.
but um, at least with me, like I find ways to come back around, and it's mainly just I just do other things. Like I just play other games.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, like Minecraft is always the root, but I've never really considered myself a Minecraft YouTuber. Never, ever. Like
Yeah.
even before like all the MCBC stuff, like I never really considered myself a Minecraft YouTuber. It was really all of that stuff that kind of made me into a Minecraft YouTuber because it was just what I was
Hmm.
doing because of Infinite Lands and then MCBC and then Endoza and then um, it kind of they all just kind of cascaded onto one another. But yeah, no, it's like oversaturation. I think a little bit of like
Yeah.
the game. Like it is such a great game, and I'm glad that what it's done for
Like, it's still my number one game. Like,
It's
I
still
don't.
one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
But in terms of like me playing it casually, I don't do that like at all.
Yeah. Like,
I
I'll hop on
actually
Pro,
will.
but
I actually
yeah,
kind of avoid a game I've been getting back into. I mean, you saw it earlier today. I've been getting back into Call of Duty Zombies, and that is a game that I've been
yeah.
playing for a long time. I remember playing that on the
Mhm.
360. I remember playing that as a wee child, and I
Yeah.
remember and now kind of getting back into Black Ops 3 now. Not when I was a wee child. Obviously, Black Ops 3 wasn't a thing, but
Yeah.
kind of getting back into it is a lot of fun. So
No,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, just sort of,
there's my
I guess,
rant for
mixing
today.
it up and no, I mean that's totally fair. I think burnout's definitely real, and I think like sometimes it's not necessarily permanent. It might be a change, but change isn't always
Yeah,
a bad thing. Like how much involvement I have in the MCBC team. I'll just use an example. Is like I don't know. It sort of changes a little bit of like how am I feeling, how much I put in
yeah.
because I still enjoy parts of it, but I think
Well,
the things that I enjoy the most was hanging out with like you and Slater and the rest of the crew. So
I mean, I've made it pretty clear with Slater, and he kind of knows this. What we're
hmm
at least for me, I'm trying to effectively be not fully retired from MCBC, but
yeah,
kind of stepped into more of a I'm gonna say executive role.
I mean that's kind of where
Um,
I'm at almost in a way.
I'm trying to get that done by December. Like I want to get through. Like TZBC was kind of supposed to be the magnum opus for me, right? That was supposed to
Yeah.
be one of the last big things I worked on. There'll be some other
hmm
map stuff I'm sure I'm going to be doing. Gauntlet obviously is something I'm continuously working on, but we are currently now in the active search. I think we've found our new Gauntlet
Yeah.
builder, and we'll be are he'll I'm gonna be kind of working with them to going forward.
Kind of train them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think
and you
I
know
think
what though? Can I
with
just say before we
yeah.
completely move on? I think it's gonna be great that we're gonna have someone else building parkour because I think the roster has adapted to my style. Specifically, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say the name. I think Avery has adapted to my style. And I don't think that's
Yeah.
bad. I have a style of parkour. I think it's good to have multiple. Like when I play someone else's parkour course, it's cool because you kind of get it. Like
Yeah.
every course has their own way. Like, oh, it's interesting how they
Yeah.
angled this jump in the next one. Even though I've used that same jump, I wouldn't do it like that because I'm more thinking about flow when they're thinking about difficulty, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's not the right way to think about it, but it's all about perspective, and I think it's good
Mixed up,
that we're
yeah.
getting someone else, and I think it'll be good for the game. Although I don't
Yeah.
think it'll matter because Gauntlet is played all the time anyway. But that's whatever.
Yeah. I think it would have been good for me and the honestly like just sort of the team and Slater, if I had like more foresight when it came to like you said with like TZBC being your magnum opus, if I went in with like Relic 2 as sort of that perspective, like this is kind of it, and then I'm gonna kind of go off. I think the transition would have gone a lot better.
Maybe,
But I
yeah,
didn't know that at the time,
yeah,
and so it was sort of like coming out of it. It was like I sort of felt done, but then it was like the other part was like, oh, we're still going.
yeah,
I mean, that's all just sort of how it goes.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's
yeah,
it's it's pretty crazy. Like I always talk about this, but it's pretty crazy when you really look at where MCBC was and where it is now. And
hmm
it's kind of like, and I hate to say it, but it's really just now hitting its stride. Like
yeah,
it's really just now getting off the ground, and it's crazy saying that 5 years into something, but it's
yeah,
kind of just getting to a point where it's like obviously, yeah, it's had its golden age, and I think its
yeah,
golden age has come and gone. But we're in kind of
hmm
like a modern era of MCBC, which I think is
yeah.
cool. Like it's a cool era to be in. And
Adapting
if you're,
to being in with the rest of the sort of event
yeah,
sphere and not just being
yeah,
its own thing, adapting to the other like Bedrock events
yeah.
that are there or even the job events. So
Well, I don't know. Every old
yeah.
Bedrock events, all of them just disappeared, man. Like,
Yeah,
what
hey,
are you gonna do with that?
WMCT still there, all right. So
Thank God, man. Thank God, man.
dude. Which WMCT is awesome. I don't know if Primer Roman or any of that team is watching this, but like you guys
If
did
you
great.
are, you guys are awesome, and
Yeah.
keep it up because you guys do great.
Yeah,
You do great work.
yeah. I mean, I briefly mentioned that, but as I said, TZBC was sort of my last event. WMCT, I wanted to sign up and do like one last WMCT as well, which was the day before, and I ended up winning it, which was hype. And I did that with Philly. And so yeah, I'm basically at least for the rest of season 2. I don't know about season 3. Again, you never know with the future, right? But
And you know
yeah,
what? I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. 'Cause I kind of just mentioned it, but
yeah, it might be like
this,
the last little
yeah.
thing before we wrap.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think? Because specifically with the situation with P1W and MM, those two
Yeah,
events
I don't
have.
really know much about it.
So I don't even know. Apparently, I don't think a lot of people know. Really, it's some sort of drama with the event hosts, and the two of them have fallen off the map of each the event hosts of each respective event, and the both events have been kind of placed on an indefinite hold.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, at least for P1W, probably never going to come back. At least that's the running
Yeah,
theory right now. If that has changed over the last week or so, and I do not know about that, that is my fault. But from what I know, that is what I know. So if someone knows
yeah,
something else, put it in the comments. But yeah, but it's going to be interesting. And the reason I want to bring this up is because it's going to kind of shake up the Bedrock sphere and the event platform. Because in terms of
yeah,
major events, this leaves kind of a hole in with P1W and with MM gone. This either means that there will be other events that will pop up, which I'm sure there will be,
yeah,
or more of the Bedrock players are going to flood the Java events, and
yeah. Which I've been seeing actually.
which
I've
I
been
have been
seeing that
seeing, and I think is
happening.
cool because I've been
Yeah,
saying I mean ever since MCC Rising, I've kind of been an advocate for it shouldn't be seen as Bedrock and Java creators; it should be seen as
I
Minecraft
agree.
creators.
I think there's
And
obviously some importance to our perspective and WCTs of being a Bedrock event and having Bedrock creators
I agree.
because maybe Java platforms don't do it, but as Java events have more Bedrock creators, I think we can kind of mix that together, I think,
Yeah.
which is cool. I
So
think
I
just
think
sort
it's
of getting rid of the Bedrock and Java just being Minecraft, I think is
yeah.
important.
Um but I think it's interesting and will be interesting to see how events kind of pop up because I think there will be some new events that pop up over the next little bit. But Arcadia Mania is coming back and that's cool.
Hey.
Hopefully that event's good.
Yeah,
Looking
that'd be
forward to it.
good.
We need some good events. So if there's anyone out there, any aspiring event creators, if you want to
Mhm.
get into
Mhm.
Bedrock creating events, don't.
Yeah. Or
It
you'll
sucks.
be you'll be here for 5 years still, like Slader. Slater. Slater. Shoot. I
I
think we
think we
did it
forgot
again.
about him. I think we forgot about him.
Oh man,
Yeah.
this would have been a good one too. Talking about
Can
events
I
and
just talk?
whatnot.
Can we just give a round of applause for our segues?
Yeah, they're pretty good today, aren't they?
They've been on point today. Like I gotta say, like
Yes, sir.
I didn't even notice she did it there. Like that was how great it was. Like
We're leveling up, dude.
that's some next level. That's some episode 23 type shit. Like
Yeah,
that's
dude,
crazy,
you bet if we ever got big enough to have like sponsors that we took on,
dude.
I'd
It's gonna
bleed
be
right
wild.
into them perfectly,
Yeah, we're gonna
dude.
want.
People won't even realize. They'll be
Speaking
like,
of
"Wait a
Raid
minute."
Shadow Legends. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was killing a spider the other day, and I grabbed a can of Raid. Speaking of Raid, thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for the sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, I was outside and it was fall time and a whole bunch of leaves, so I was raking these leaves out of my yard. Speaking of raycon, but
I was playing this event, dude. It was just so shit. Speaking of shit, thank you to Charmin Ultra Strong for the follow and the sponsor for today's episode. Thanks.
yeah,
We're
that'd
not
be good.
sponsored, by the way, by any of those
I
brands.
thought that less transition was going to get back into Slater, but uh,
And thank you to Slater
okay.
for I don't know.
Yeah.
For not being here. I don't know.
No, yeah, thanks to Slader for not showing up. You gotta have a good
So
time on the
once
podcast.
again, sorry to Slater, we did forget about you yet again.
Yeah,
And I
but
think that kind of wraps up everything we wanted to
we'll get
talk
you
about
next
for
time.
today.
Yeah.
If that
No, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, any topics, always feel free to leave them down in the comments below. We'll always look because right at the moment, it's not like we're getting flooded with them.
Nah, yeah. So
But
if you got any questions, comments, things you want to talk about, or guests you want to see us talk to,
oh, guest.
make
Next
sure to
episode
drop
we could
that.
do a guest episode.
We could do a guest episode. That's a lot. Yeah,
That might be fun.
it's kind of
Low
been
key.
just me and you for the last little bit. So I mean, hey, I'm down. We could reach out to another guest and
No.
and see what happens there. So if there's
Yeah, if
anyone
you
you
guys
want to
like,
see us specifically talk to, drop it down in the comments. And
yeah, and
we'll
if you
see
guys like these, whoa, 1 second. If you guys like
Jump the
this sort of
gun.
like more chill, sort of laid back stuff, let us know because these are different than our more structured ones, but
Yeah.
they're fun to do.
And I like doing these episodes. I like doing these.
Yeah,
types
I
of
like
episodes
doing.
'cause-
I wouldn't want to do them every time, but
No,
they're fun.
like
Sort of
we kind of
off
change
the
up the
cuff.
format every episode, and we kind of try and keep it fresh. Because like if you do the list thing, like we were doing, like with the Marvel episodes or the DC episodes, like we would go through just each project. Like sometimes we have so much to say, and other times we don't.
Yeah.
And then like with the movies, sometimes we have a lot to say, and sometimes we're just like, yeah, it was all right. Like you know what I mean? Like
It was all right. Next. Yeah.
like but with these types of episodes, we kind of just get to just take a step back and really talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like I just talked a lot this episode, but that's why I was really,
No, I
really
mean,
trying to
hey,
hand
it's
off
good.
the mic.
That's why it's a good episode,
I hope not.
I was also passing. I was tossing it up to you. I was giving you some layups.
Yeah, I was,
occasionally.
but I was really, I really felt like I kind of took over today. I don't know, maybe it's just my ego, but
it was TZBC we talked about. So
that was
no.
true. So
No, but that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
I thought you were
episode.
finish.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the ATG podcast. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do everything I want to always tell you guys. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
Yep. Goodbye. Peace.